Hello, dear students. Welcome to online study. So, today we are going to read, today we are going to learn lesson number 3 Iswaran the Storyteller from Moments. And this chapter is written by R.K. Lakshman. So, before we start to explain to understand this chapter, we should know the little introduction of this chapter. So, what is about this chapter? Okay, so actually, this the title of this chapter, Iswaran the Storyteller, it tells us that this story is about Iswaran. He is called the storyteller because as storytelling is an art and he is good about it. Iswaran uses special effects, does voice modulation, uses his body language to make the story realistic so that the listener, that is Mahendra, gets attracted and captivated in his story. So the writer wants to highlight this quality of Iswaran, that he was so good at telling stories that they appeared to be real. So his stories were a source of entertainment for Mahendra. So let's start. So one night Mahendra woke up from his sleep and saw a dark, cloudy form. He broke out into a cold sweat. Was it a ghost? So it is a very big question for you all. So let us find out the answer by reading this. Okay. So let's start from this first paragraph. The story was narrated to Ganesh by a young man, Mahendra by name. He was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered on hire supervisors at various types of construction sites, factories, bridges, dams, and so on. Mahend's job was to keep an eye on the activities at the work site. He had to keep moving from place to place every now and then as ordered by his head office. From a coal mining area to railway bridge construction site, from there after a few months to a chemical plant which was coming up somewhere. So here supervisor means a person whose job is to check the work of all the other people. So Mahendra narrated a story about his cook Iswaran to Ganesh. See, Mahendra, Iswaran, and Ganesh. Three characters are there. So here, Mahendra narrated a story about his cook, Iswaran, to Ganesh. Means Mahendra was narrating to Ganesh a story, and which was about his cook. Okay. And Mahendra worked as a junior supervisor in a company which provided junior supervisors to various constructions companies on rent. He got posted at different sites like factories, bridges, and dams which were under construction. Mahendra's work was to keep an eye on all the workers at the site. He had to change places often and worked at various places like a coal mine, railway bridges, construction site, and the construction site of a chemical plant. Let's move next. He was a bachelor. His needs were simple and he was able to adjust himself to all kinds of odd conditions, whether it was an ill equipped circuit house or a makeshift canvas tent in the middle of a stone quarry. But one asset he had was his cook, Iswaran. The cook was quite attached to Mahendra and followed him accompanyingly where wherever he was posted. He cooked for Mahendra, washed his clothes, and chatted away with his master at night. He could weave he could weave out endless stories and anecdotes on varied subjects. See, bachelor. What do you mean by bachelor? This bachelor means a person who is unmarried. Makeshift makeshift means temporary, not permanent. Query means mine. Asset means advantage. This anecdotes a short, amusing, or interesting story about a real incident or a person. Okay, so as Mahendra was unmarried, he did not have a family. He was able to live in these temporary quarters provided at the construction sites. He adjusted well in the circuit houses, which did not provide the basic amenities, or even the tents, which were temporary in nature. Mahendra had an advantage. He was accompanied by his cook Iswaran, and Iswaran was very close to Mahendra and accompanied him everywhere, wherever he goes. He did not complain about the tough conditions in which he had to live. He cooked food for him, washed his clothes, and gave him company by talking to him at night. Iswaran had a quality that he was good at telling stories, and he entertained Mahendra with his stories, which were based on different subjects. Also had an amazing capacity to produce vegetables and cooking ingredients seemingly out of nowhere. In the middle of a desolate landscape with no shops visible for miles around, he would miraculously conjure up the most delicious dishes made with fresh vegetables within an hour of arriving at the zinc sheet shelter at the new workplace. Desolate means uninhabited or empty. Conjure up conjure up means together or create with magic. Zinc sheet shelter. Zinc sheet shelter means a temporary place to live with the roof made of metallic sheets. So Mahendra tells Ganesh that Ishwaran was a great cook. Whenever they shifted to a new location, he would gather all the vegetables and other ingredients required by him to cook in no time. As they lived at places which was not inhabited by many people in temporary shelters with roofs made up of metallic sheets. It seemed as if he would do some magic and gather all the ingredients out of nowhere. So Mahend would be up early in the morning and leave for work after breakfast, carrying some prepared food with him. Meanwhile, Isfran would tidy up the shed, wash the clothes, and have a leisurely bath, pouring several buckets of water over his head, muttering a prayer all the while. It would be lunch time by then. After eating, he would read for a while before dozing off. The book was usually some popular Tamil thriller running of hundreds of pages. Its imaginative descriptions and narrative flourishes would hold Iswaran in thrall. So here, muttering. Muttering means speaking in a low voice, and dozing off means falling asleep. Narrative flourishes means detailed description, and enthrall means the state of being in someone's power. Mahendra would wake up early in the morning, get ready, and leave for our work after eating his breakfast. He would carry his lunch along with him. After he left, Iswaran would clean their living place, wash Mahendra's clothes, and have a nice bath. He would take many buckets of water and pour water on his head while mumbling a prayer. After that, he would eat his lunch and read his favorite book in Tamil language. Iswaran would get carried away with the detailed and descriptions given in the book that he read. Then he would go off to sleep. So his descriptions were greatly influenced by Tamil authors that he read. When he was narrating even the smallest of incidents, he would try to work in suspense and surprise ending into the account. For example, instead of saying that he had come across an uprooted tree on the highway, he would say, with eyebrows suitably arched and hands held out in a dramatic gesture, the road was deserted and I was all alone. Suddenly, I spotted something that looked like an enormous bushy beast lying sprawled across the road. I was half inclined to turn and go back, but as I came closer, I saw that it was a fallen tree. With its dry branches spread out, Mahendra would stretch himself back in his canvas chair and listen to Isran's tales uncritically. See, here, gesture. Gesture means a movement of hands for head to indicate something. And deserted. Deserted means empty. Arced. Arced means curved. And enormous. This enormous means huge. So as Iswaran read stories with detailed descriptions, he narrated them in the same way. Mahendra recollects that he would narrate even a small incident with a lot of suspense and surprise, which made it very interesting for the listeners. Then he gives an example that instead of saying that he was walking down the highway and he came across a tree which had broken and had fallen on the road, Isran would use his facial expressions and bodily gestures to narrate it. He would say that the road was empty and he was all alone. This would create suspense in the listener's mind. Then he would say that all of a sudden he saw that a huge beast was lying across the road. As he walked ahead, his mind was telling him to turn and go back. As he raced closer, he saw that it was a tree that had fallen and was lying on the road. The branches of a, the branches of the tree had spread out and seemed as if it was a huge beast. Mahendra says that this talent of Iswaran made this simple story very interesting and it captivated him. Although he knew that some of the stories were not true, but the way in which Iswaran narrated them was so interesting that Mahendra would not say anything and listened to him quietly. So, my dear students, till here I have explained. So, in next video, I will explain the next paragraph. So, thank you so much.